All right, we are back. Dynasty Trades in 5. I'm Clay.
Shan.
I'm Scott.
So tonight we're doing Alvin Kamara. Kamara. We'll call him Kamara. Maybe Kamara at some point. But yeah, so who's up first? We got Shane. Kamara is turning he's gonna be turning 27
Mm,
next June. He's obviously not going to be going up in dynasty value anymore, but is he a good guy to just ride? Have
yeah.
expire on your roster? He's still a
Yep.
stud, right?
Yep. Because he's one of those guys, one of those classical guys in Dynasty where I'm never going to get a trade that I feel is going to equal the production I'm going to get for him. Now, if someone wants to throw me a younger running back in a first or a wide receiver in a first for him, I'll definitely debate it, contemplate it, probably end up doing it. I got a feeling we'll see a lot of those trades this offseason where Kamara will get traded. And then someone will trade for him, instantly regret it, and then try to move him because they'll realize he's a 27-year-old running back who has I wouldn't say a substantial injury history, except that he gets hurt every year. But that's more a product of the position than him. But he is a guy I'm comfortable with if I don't receive an offer that I like, that I think is commensurate with his value, production-wise, that I'll hold on to him.
Listen, I mean, I think I agree with Shane a little bit that if you have him, it feels really, really difficult to sell him because the reality is as soon as the clock hits midnight, we get to January, February. I think he's going to be a guy that people do try to buy on. We've talked about the running backs in the offseason that I think they're going to be at a little more of a discount this year than they have been in years past. Derrick Henry, Chubb, Barkley, Eckler, Mixon, like
Right.
you're going to probably be able to get your choice of buying a couple of those guys in select leagues, just depending on what teams they're on. Throw Zeke in the mix. I mean, Dalvin probably as well. The question is, can he get back to where he was 2 years ago? I mean, can he extend his career and back off a little bit from the running back touches? I mean, you really want him just to be used as a receiver. And so I was thinking about it earlier today. Like, if he finishes out strong, I would not argue with anybody putting Austin Eckler at the top of all of the veteran running backs that are not. Maybe you have McCaffrey over him, but I wouldn't argue if you had Austin Eckler as like your RB 5 or 6 in Dynasty. Just because like maybe he has some more longevity, and that's kind of what you hope with Kamara. So I mean, I can see people be interested in him, but you could also have a league where it's like I've been trying to shop Kamara for a year and a half and no one even wants him. And it just feels like it's not worth trading him away. So he's just going to fit in that kind of dead range where I want to buy some, but it's going to have to be in some select leagues where maybe he's attainable.
Would you rather have Kamara or Montgomery in the 108?
Easy. I'll take Monty in the 108. It's a
Yeah.
2-for-1. Listen, the way we treat running backs, if you're going to give me another like top 15, top 18 running back plus a first, I'm typically going to take that and just bank that maybe my guy outperforms what his potential is, and maybe Kamara falls back a little bit. So I think that's a good process deal.
More I think about it, though, if I'm the Camaro owner, I don't even want another running back.
Exactly.
I want a wide receiver. I've played the Russian roulette with the running backs. If I get through the season with Kamara, I won. I don't want to reload the chamber with 4 bullets when I only had 2 in it before. So I'll cash out on Kamara and just pivot off the position.
So
Well, I think
let's switch that to Pittman in the 108 or Kamara.
Pittman in the 108 is probably enough for me. I'd probably bicker a little bit and make you throw in a second, and I'd give you a third just to make me feel good. But ultimately, the main parameters would be set.
Yeah, and you guys know I don't really love Pittman, but I think Shane hit it on the head. Like, any asset you think you can flip for maybe a 23 first, even if you have to throw in like a third or another player.
Right.
Now I'm cooking. If I get the 108 and a 23 first, no matter what junk I have to throw back with Kamara, I'm all over that type of deal. So really, it's just, is the second piece strong enough that you can flip? Maybe Pittman is a piece you can flip for a first.
So would you rather have Kamara or Jalen Waddle and call it the 202?
Jalen Waddle, because I already know that his price is going to skyrocket in the offseason, and I'm going to be able to get 2 firsts for him, even if I don't want him on my roster.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a deal where you can flip Jalen Waddle for 2 firsts, then that's essentially what we were just talking about before. Now you're getting an extra second in the deal. Yeah, I mean, I like that. I think especially on these teams, like I've said before, like these teams where I have multiple running backs. If I have Kamara and Derrick Henry, that might be the best deal I can get, but I certainly want to liquidate one of those. I don't want to go into the season with like 3 or 4 of those guys on one team because then, the injuries happen, some of the volatility that happens this year, and your roster is just cooked. I was just thinking about this. The sweet spot probably for the person that's buying would be the 110 and the 111 for Kamara. Would you do that? That's technically 2 firsts, but now the pressure's on the team that gets the 110 and 111. Like, I'm going to have to hit on a Michael Carter or Elijah Mitchell, or you know what I mean? I'm not going to just have a slam dunk. What you don't want to do is give up the 103. And then that person gets the RB1 in the class, and that could be the next, Cam Akers, and you've lost that deal within 6 months, and you're giving up another first. I think you want to push the picks a little bit later to where there's going to be running backs available. We know there's probably going to be 7 or 8 day 2 running backs in this class, but if they have to hit on now RB3 and RB5, I think I'd almost rather take Kamara there because there's a lot of pressure to hit on those picks.
Yeah, I think like these days with running back, I mean, outside of maybe Javonte and Jonathan Taylor, I'll take 2 firsts for pretty much any running back, right? Because then you can mess around with them. You can buy a decent running back with one of them, and then you got a first to play with.
Yep.
So, I mean, do you guys agree with that? Like, how many running backs would you not? What running backs would you not give up for just two firsts? Jonathan Taylor, Javonte Williams. Who else?
I'll give up Javonte for 2 firsts.
You what?
Yeah, the only guy I want is Jonathan Taylor.
I need something on top.
I think Swift, Najee, and Javonte, along with Taylor, are going to be the 4 where people are hesitant because they still have the insulation. All of those guys could suffer a 6-month injury and they wouldn't completely crater. Really, any of these other veterans, they go down with any of these guys we talked about, Dalvin, Kamara, Barkley, McCaffrey. Let's say they tear an ACL over the summer. They're done. Done. You won't even be able to get a first for him at that point. So, there's no insulation with the guys that are in their 5th, 6th, 7th year.